हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण। ट्रांसलेट करो। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन, यमुना तीरावनचारी, यमुना तीरावनचारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, कृष्णा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, कृष्णा। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Mai. Jaya Gauranga 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 Shri Shri Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Vairajikacharya Ashtosa Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Aravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada King, ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya, Savior of the whole world Srila Prabhupada King. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Vairajikacharya Ashtosa Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada King, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda King, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur King. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की, व्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की, मथुरा द्वारका पुरी धाम की, मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Kamanabhilashandino Yatayamam Shakanyaya Vigatatma Gatisneha Putradharam Chalalayan. Kamanabhilashandino यातयामांश्च कन्यया विगतात्मा गतिस्नेहा पुत्रधारांश्च लालयन् कामानभिलषन्दिनो यातयामांश्च कन्यया विगतात्मा गतिस्नेहः पुत्रधारांश्च लालयन् कामानभिलषन्दिनो यातयामांश्च कन्यया पुत्रधारांश्च लालया कामानभिलषन्दिनो यातयामांश्च कन्यया विगतात्मा गतिस्नेहः पुत्रधारांश्च लालयन् कामानभिलषन्दिनो यातयामांश्च कन्यया विगतात्मा गतिस्नेहा पुत्रधारांश्च लालयन् माताजी's कामानभिलषन्दिनो यातयात्मकन्यया कामानभिलषन्दिनो यातयामांश्च कन्यया पुत्रधारांश्च लालयन् कामान objects of enjoyment abhilashan always lusting after deenaham the poor man yatayaman stale cha also kanyaya by the influence of kalakanya vigatam lost atmagati real purpose of life snehaham attachment to putra sons daran wife cha and lalayan affectionately maintaining. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada King. Translation. The objects of enjoyment become stale by the influence of Kalakanya. Due to the continuance of his lusty desires, King Puranjan became very poor in everything. Thus, he did not understand the aim of life. He was still very affectionate towards his wife and children, and he worried about maintaining them. Purport. This is exactly the position of present civilization. Everyone is engaged in maintaining the body, home, and family. Consequently, everyone becomes confused at the end of life, not knowing what spiritual life and the goal of human life are. In a civilization of sense gratification, there cannot be spiritual life because a person thinks only of this life. Although the next life is a fact, no information is given about it. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुः उन्मीलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमामो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I sincerely seek the blessings of all the assembled devotees, especially His Grace Anandamai Prabhu, to speak something in Parampara for the service of all the devotees, for their Lordship's pleasure. So here the story of Puranjan continues. So this section occupies considerable amount of portion in Srimad Bhagavatam, where Narada Muni is mercifully preaching to Prachina Barhishat in the form of this story out of his causeless mercy towards the king. So Narada Muni is very amazing personality. So according to time, place and circumstances, he shares the message of Krishna consciousness to the people involved. And we find in third canto how Narada Muni appears. It takes birth. So when Brahma decides to start creation, so first he requests the four Kumaras to get married and start increasing the population. And four Kumaras flatly deny, sorry, we want to dedicate our life for understanding absolute truth. And that makes Lord Brahma very angry. And out of that anger, no, Rudra, he appears. He takes birth. And when Rudra appears, Brahma gives him same instruction to increase the population. And Rudra's population was filled with ghosts and hobgoblins and whatnot. And Brahma has to come and stop Rudra, tell stop. Now better you stop and go and do performance of tapasya, austerity. And then Brahma again sits for meditation, and then out of his different parts of the body, he produces 10 children. And 10 children are like this: Marisha, Pulastya, Pulaham, Vasishta, Atri, Angirasa, Angiramani, and then finally 10th son is Narada. And in that, Jai Shri Gauranga ki, Shraddha Madan Mohan ki, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki. So that's how Brahma produces a 10 sons, and the 10th son was Narada. And in that next sloka it was mentioned in the third canto that Narada Muni was produced after the best deliberation of Lord Brahma. It's also mentioned somewhere that Brahma produces Narada Muni from his heart. From his heart. So, Prabhupada writes in the purport that Narada Muni is transcendental and most famous spiritual master in the all over universe. And Narada, the word Narada indicates one who delivers Narayana, Supreme Personality, to others. Narada. Just like we have Nirada. Nirada means one. Nirada, one who gives water. That is cloud. Similarly, Narada means one who gives Narayan, Supreme Lord, to others. That is Narada Muni. And so Narada Muni's main, most important business is to deliver Supreme Personality of Godhead to others. And that's what he does wherever he goes. And whatever he may do externally, the underlying intention is to deliver Supreme Personality of Godhead to others. And Srimad Bhagavatam, needless to say, the whole purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam is to deliver Supreme Lord to others, to bring people to Krishna consciousness, isn't it? Yad Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam, Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam, isn't it? So, and in this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is meant for delivering Supreme Lord to others, the Narada Muni appears again and again for the same purpose of delivering Krishna to others. I was just searching which canto Narada Muni is not there. Practically from first canto to 12th canto, every canto, Narada Muni is there. The one common personality in all cantos is Narada Muni. In first canto, how Narada Muni appears? The story of Narada boy comes. And second canto, the conversation between Brahma and Narada Muni comes. And third canto, Narada Muni appears. He gives birth to, Brahma gives birth to Narada Muni, and Narada Muni's glories are mentioned. Fourth canto, he instructs Dhruva Maharaj. And then here we find the story between, the conversation between Prachina Barhishat and Narada. So Narada Muni is involved very much in the family of Swayambhu Manu. And fifth canto again is involved in the case of Priyavrat Maharaj. And sixth canto, he comes with relation to Daksha. Daksha produces 11,000 sons. And Narada Muni takes that service of delivering all of them and making them renunciants. And eventually, he also appears in the story of Chitraketu Maharaj. He is the one Angira Muni brings. And then Narada Muni is the one who enlightens Chitraketu, who brings that Harsha Shok back to life. And then through Harsha Shok, he gives lessons to Chitraketu. Seventh canto, whether it's Prahlad Maharaj or Yudhishthir Maharaj, the Narada Muni is involved. Eighth canto, I was wondering where eighth canto Narada Muni is there. Then I was searching where. Then he was the one who, um, in the story of Bali Maharaj, when Bali Maharaj was killed, so Narada Muni is the one who instructs the demons to take Bali Maharaj's body to Shukracharya, and who eventually brings him back to life. And then the story of Amandev follows because of that. So Narada Muni is involved in that. And ninth canto, where is ninth canto Narada Muni comes? So ninth canto in the story of Pururava. So Narada Muni is the one who sings the glories of Pururava in the heaven, because of which Urvasi gets attracted and whole story follows. So Narada Muni plays that role there. And 10th canto, needless to say, Narada Muni again and again appears. Whether in the case of Kamsa, isn't it? Aggravating the Kamsa's fear and Kamsa's anger. And again, Narada Muni keeps on coming in 10th canto. Narada Muni appears in Vrindavan and offers prayers to Krishna. Again, he goes to Dwaraka to see what Krishna is doing in 16,108 palaces, how he's spending time with them. So he appears there. In 11th canto, he gives instructions to Nanda Maharaj, sorry, Vasudeva. No, the conversation goes on between Vasudeva and Nanda Maharaj. So you see, practically every canto Narada Muni is there, because Narada Muni's purpose. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Harinam Sankirtan ki. So, so Nardamuni in this way appears in every canto, and then he delivers the same message of Krishna consciousness to different people in different ways. And here, same Nardamuni we find here in fourth canto in conversation with Prachinabar Hishat, when he sees that a descendant of Dhruva Maharaj, he's lost his track, and instead of practicing pure devotional service, he's stuck up in Karma Kanda. So Nardamuni, out of his causeless mercy, he deliberated, how come a descendant of Dhruva Maharaj, descendant of Prithu Maharaj, can get up, can get stuck up with this Karma Kanda? I want to help him. So he, out of his way, he comes himself and then mercifully starts telling the story of Puranjan. Isn't it? The technique which he uses is very amazing. Although he not told directly the message of Krishna consciousness, still he uses the medium of storytelling to bring Puranjan to Krishna consciousness. And this storytelling is very much appropriate nowadays, because if you go and tell directly people the direct message of Supreme Lord, people are not in so much of eagerness, curiosity to receive that knowledge, to receive that message. But if you tell through the medium of story, people are very much pay attention to hearing story. And from that story, you bring out lessons and amazing application points to their life. People immediately accept it. So understanding this, our acharyas, they also took up this process of storytelling to bring people to Krishna consciousness. Our great Acharya Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he writes a book called as Jaiva Dharma. So Jaiva Dharma is full of conversation between different people. And through that conversation, storytelling, to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he brings lofty, lofty philosophy to the ground level. He describes all tattvas, whatever is there, the, the Gaudiya, Achintya Vedava tattva. He very much describes through conversation, storytelling in Jaiva Dharma. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, he writes this famous book called as Upadesh Upakya, and which is filled with lot of stories. So many amazing stories. And from that every amazing story, he brings out very, very thoughtful, thought-provoking lessons, which are very much applicable for our Krishna consciousness. And our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, he tells a lot of stories to his disciples to attract their attention. And then through that story, he conveys very valuable lessons. When these three couples were going to London, and they come and ask Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, no, we are going to London, so what is our message for us? And Prabhupada did not tell directly. Prabhupada tells a very amazing story, and then they just get mesmerized. And then he tells the story that no, in a park, people were assembled, they were doing dancing, and suddenly one fellow, he gets up, and then because of he's sitting in a chair, no, he's behind coat and pant, it gets torn off because of something gets stuck in that. And then with that torn coat and pant, he goes for dancing. And when others sees this fellow is dancing in a very new fashion, new style, everybody does the same thing. So they also go and tear their shirt, coat and pant and come and dancing. And Prabhupada tells this story to these three couple, and then now you go and preach. But they get the message that anything you do new in countries like England, London, so people will imitate it. So don't change your dress. Take this dhoti kurta, wear sari, and then go and preach. So Prabhupada uses many such stories in his either purports or in his conversations, in his lectures to convey the point. So storytelling is a very amazing medium to catch the attention of the people. Even when you go to value education contest, so we don't tell no this Gita, please purchase this. We attract their attention through telling a story. Yes, and people get attracted, students get attracted. So it's very, very amazing way to connect to the people through telling the stories. And that's what Nardavan is doing here by telling the story of Puranjan. So he gets the attention of Prachina Barhishat. And finally, he understands that this story is about me only, none other than me only. And here coming to this slokam, so the Kalakanya, Prajvara, Bhaya, with all the soldiers, They attacked. They are attacking the city of Puranjan, and one by one they are setting fire to that. And because of that, what happened? Translation is telling the objects of enjoyment became stale by the influence of Kalakanya. Due to continuance of lusty desires, King Puranjan became very poor in everything. Thus, he did not understand the aim of life. He was still very affectionate towards his wife and children and worried about maintaining them. Prabhupada writes in purport, everyone is engaged in maintaining the body, home, and family. Consequently, everyone becomes confused at the end of life. So everyone in this whole practical is engaged in maintaining the body, home, and family. This is my body, this is my home, this is my family, my relatives. So Srila Prabhupada, once he happens to go to one life member's home, he got an invitation, and then Prabhupada goes there and with his disciples, and after kirtan, lecture, prasad, everything, so that owner, so he started introducing one by one of his family members to Prabhupada. So Prabhupada sitting on a chair with the disciples in one room, and one by one, the owner was bringing and telling, Swamiji, this is my wife. And she goes back. She comes, offers obeisances, and goes back. And next person comes, Swamiji, this is my elder son. He comes, offers obeisance, and goes back. Swamiji, this is my daughter. And same. And this is my younger son. And this is my elder son's wife. And younger son's wife. And their children. And going on for almost 10 minutes it went. They're coming, offering obeisances, and then going back. And for one moment, that owner also went outside. And Prabhupada turned to his disciples and told, you know what he's telling? He's telling, this is my sex life. So practically the whole civilization are in the mode of expanding their family. My body, my home, my family. And nobody is worried about what is the actual aim of life. Who am I? Why am I suffering in this world? So nobody asks these questions. Where am I going to go after this lifetime? So everybody is so much engrossed in maintaining this body and the byproducts of this body, such that there is no time, there is no space left in their intelligence to worry about higher things, higher aspects of life. And because of that, what is happening? When death comes, when the final point of their life comes, everybody is confused. They don't know what to do. Because when death comes, they were supposed to give up everything what they accumulated throughout their life. And their minds and hearts are filled with so much of anxiety, tension, confusion, that whatever I accomplished, whatever I earned throughout my life, who is going to take care of them? What is going to happen to them? So that is their confusion. But on the contrary, a devotee, when he develops Krishna consciousness, when he is in right consciousness, that actually the over I am taking care, they are actually not my property. They are Krishna's property. I am just a caretaker. So when cultivates Krishna consciousness throughout the life, and then when death comes, so he is not confused, he is not perplexed, he is not in anxiety. He understands that till now I became instrument in Krishna's hands to take care of them. After I leave, somebody else, Krishna will make instrument to take care of these people. And in that way, he is always peaceful. He is in full consciousness that Bhoktaram Yagnatapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram Suhrudam Sarva Bhutanam Gnatva Mam Shanti Mruchati. How a devotee is peaceful? Because he has full understanding that Krishna is actual Bhokta. Krishna is actual controller. And Krishna is the most well-wishing friend of even my wife and my children also. And that's how he can remain peaceful. And we find very much in the example of Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj was taking care of the kingdom so nicely. So much so that Kali was not allowed in that kingdom. Kali was not allowed entry in that kingdom. That much Parikshit was taking care of the kingdom so nicely. But unexpectedly, suddenly, when he was cursed to die in 7 days, what was Parikshit's reaction? He did not become confused. He did not start cursing God. He did not wondering what is going to happen to my kingdom, who is going to take care of this kingdom. So he has full consciousness that till now I became instrument, and from now Krishna will empower somebody else to become instrument, and then he will take care. And with that full consciousness, he gave up. He empowered his son Janamejai to become the king of the entire world, and then he retired to the bank of Ganges and asked all the sages, what I am supposed to do? What is my duty now at the end of this life? So in that context, Shukadeva Goswami tells one sloka. Na uttama shloka vartanam jushatam tat katamrutam syat sambramo antakalepi smaratam tat katamrutam tat padambujam. So, na uttama shloka vartanam dushatam tat katamrutam. Syat sambramo antakalepi. One who has dedicated his life for Krishna consciousness throughout the life. So for that person, sambrama antakalepi na. There is no sambram, there is no confusion, there is no bewilderment. Antakalepi at the time of death. Because throughout his life he drank the nectar of Krishna Katham. So there is no question of bewilderment because he understands now. Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram. I have to give up I have to remember about Krishna at the end of this life and dedicates his life to remembering Krishna, Nama Rupa Guna Leela, in the association of devotees, and winds up his life. So this is the stark contrast between a devotee's life and a materialistic life. How a materialistic person lives his life and leaves his life, leaves his body. And how a devotee, he lives his life and how he gives up this body when the death comes. So it's very important to understand. So the Prabhupada is mentioning that that's how confusion comes because people don't know what is a spiritual life and what is the goal of life. So their goal of his life is eat, drink, and be merry. That's it. You enjoy life and you expand your family for the same purpose of enjoy. That's it. There is no inquiry about the higher purpose of life. But for a devotee, when he gets the transcendental knowledge, that he has full consciousness, that this goal, this life is for higher purpose. I have to do my duty, but not caught up with this only duty to take care of my Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada mentioned the purport. In a civilization of sense gratification, there cannot be spiritual life. So Prabhupada mentioned many times, sense Krishna consciousness and sense gratification go ill together. So they cannot go together. That's in the sloka also it is mentioned. Kama nabilashan dhino yata yamamsa kanya. Because of lusty desires, Prabhupada mentioned the purport. Due to the continuance of lusty desires, King Puranjan become poor in everything. So lust makes poor. May not be poor more financially, but poor intelligently. So one becomes poor in intelligence. When one engages in too much of enjoyment, either bodily or subtly, the one becomes poor in intelligence, isn't it? He cannot understand the higher aspects of life. So lust bewilders and lust affects one's intelligence. So, that's why Prahlad Maharaj compares that lust to an itch. That is compared to itch. Because when somebody gets the itch, what is the best thing to do? The best thing to do is don't do anything. When the itching sensation comes, one has to tolerate. So even if he goes to doctor gives ointment, so that ointment has to be applied and he should not scratch. So then that wound gets cured, isn't it? But if he does not, he may apply ointment. But if he continues itching, continues scratching, there is no possibility of itch to get cured, isn't it? Similarly, there lot of desires may be there in the heart to enjoy for no or selfishly. But how to overcome those desires? Tolerate and apply the ointment of Krishna consciousness. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, all these things. Yes. Then automatically that material desires will go away. It's just a matter of time. But if in spite of applying the ointment, still one continues scratching, then what happens? The itch will not get cured. Yes. Similarly, in spite of practicing Krishna consciousness for long time, the material desires are not decreasing. That means what? We are secretly watering or fulfilling the material desires. And we may start thinking that no, the Krishna consciousness is not working. It's not problem with the process. It is problem with the person who is following the process. The process is perfect. No question, no doubt about the process. But we have to apply the process properly. That is very important. So we have to do both. On one hand, you have to apply the ointment. On the other hand, you have to stop scratching. Then over a period of time, the itch automatically gets cured. Yes. But similarly in Krishna consciousness also, when you start practicing Krishna consciousness, continuing Krishna consciousness, at the same time, don't fulfill material desires. The desires may be there, but don't fulfill it. Automatically the desires will go away. But if you don't do that, then Even after years of practice, the desire continues to remain and wonder why it is there. So it's not problem with the process, it is problem with the application of the process. So we have to make sure that we do both. That on one hand, you stop fulfilling material desires, other hand, apply the ointment of Krishna consciousness. Then it will surely work, no doubt about it. So this is a real story which happened in Russia. So in Russia there is one river called as Olga. The river name is Olga. So on the banks of the river Olga, so every year there happens to be annual festival of the whatever no the folk music groups are there in that country, Russia. So all of them come and perform for whole evening, one whole evening. And people from all over the country they come there to perform and also to attend and enjoy their life. And in Russia the wine is called as vodka. So on the bank of Volga, these people come and listen to music and drink vodka and enjoy their life. So our devotees were there in Russia. They thought, "Arey, this so many people are coming. Lakhs of people come for the festival. So why don't we also go and perform our music, our Hare Krishna Kirtan?" So they went and took permission, and so they got this is our Indian folk music, Hare Krishna Kirtan. So please give us permission, and they also gave permission. So our session, our Hare Krishna Kirtan, supposed to happen at the end of the session from 6 to 9, where 6 to 6:30 the beginning kirtans supposed to be there, and 6:30 to 7:30 lecture, and 7:30 to 9 again ending with kirtans. That was the plan. So 6 o'clock kirtan started, and all these people started coming one by one, and within half an hour the whole tent became filled with all brand new people who are drinking vodka, singing Hare Krishna, and all simultaneously dancing. And devotees stopped kirtan to start lecture, but the audience were not stopping only; they were continuing singing Hare Krishna, Hare. And the devotees said, "Okay, maybe we'll go for half an hour more, and then we'll stop." The half an hour passed, still they did not stop, and the kirtan went till 9 o'clock. Now kirtan time also got over. Still people are so much mesmerized by this kirtan that they were not stopping. They were singing, "We want more, we want more." And the kirtan went till 11, 11:30, 12:30. They were not tired. And 1:30, the amplifier started producing smoke. 1:30 in the morning, the amplifier started producing smoke. And then they were forced to stop. And the devotees wind up all the music instruments and sound system, and they came back to temple. And next day morning, one couple who came in that program, they came and they wanted to meet devotees. Next day morning, they came to temple. And then the devotees took them to, that time Maharaj was there, Javatak Maharaj was there. So the devotees took them to his own Javatak Swami Maharaj to meet. And then they started asking Maharaj, "Maharaj, what is this kirtan? What is this sound there you people are singing yesterday? We want to know more about it. Please tell about this." And then Maharaj explained them all this philosophy on this thing. And then the Maharaj told the devotees that, "See, these people never heard kirtan before. They never heard Hare Krishna mantra before. They don't know what is Krishna consciousness. They were philosophically and culturally and all no ways they are ignorant about our Krishna consciousness. But still, the Hare Krishna mantra is so potent that within a matter of few hours, so it attracted so many people that next day people started coming and asking about the philosophy and how to practice it. So this is the potency of our process. The only thing is we have to follow that properly, and surely it will work. No doubt about it. And if it is not working, so we have to recheck, where am I doing mistakes? Where am I doing wrong? So then surely it will give the results. Prabhupada gives an example: if somebody has typhoid fever and he takes medicine and goes and starts dancing in the rain, will the typhoid fever get cured? No. And use another example of no, you start lighting the fire and simultaneously pour the water. It is going to work? No. Similarly, the Krishna conscious practice is like lighting the fire, and sense gratification is like pouring the water. So we have to be careful. On one hand, you have to lighting the fire. On the other hand, you have to stop pouring the water. That's why Lord tells in Bhagavad Gita, "Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matparaha vashehi yasya indriyani tasya prajna pratishtita." On one hand, "Tani sarvani samyam." You have to control the senses. Other hand, yukta asita matparha. Engage them in Krishna service. Within a short time, one can become Sitaprajna. So that is the potence, that is the power of Krishna consciousness. So that's what Prabhupada is mentioning. In the civilization of sense gratification, there cannot be spiritual life. So Krishna consciousness and sense gratification cannot go together. So we have to make sure we gradually make a program to stop decreasing our sense gratification. We not make it completely zero. We need some sense gratification to maintain our body, but to the limit. But there is no limit for practicing Krishna consciousness. We can increase more and more and more. Then we'll make a lot of advancement in Krishna consciousness. And then last Prabhupada mentions, although next life is a fact, no information is given about it. Unfortunately, so in the modern schools and colleges and education institutions, there is no mention about next life. There is no mention of existence of soul, next life, God, karma, no mention about it. So, so it's our responsibility to share this message with others, to practice oneself purely as Krishna consciousness, and also share this message with others. So then what happens? We experience, not only we experience Krishna consciousness, but we also experience the potency of Krishna consciousness when we share with others. When we see others' life, how they're getting affected, then we also develop faith. Yes, Krishna consciousness, if it is working for others, why not me? It will surely work for me also. Let me become more serious in my Krishna consciousness. So both we have to do. Practice and share Krishna consciousness with others. So I'll end with one story. So once one great mountain trekker, he has a great passion to treks lot of mountains and mount his flag of victory that I climbed this mountain, I climbed that mountain, all these things. So once what happened, he climbed one mountain peak, and so surprisingly he found one sage. He was sitting there and doing some meditation. He was surprised. On this mountain peak when nobody is there around, how come this sage, what is doing here? So he goes and asks this sage that, my dear sir, what you are doing here? So he tells this person that don't disturb me. I have a lot of work to do. And he wonders what work you are doing. You are just sitting and meditating. What work you are doing here? And then that sage tells, I have a lot of wild animals with me. I have to tame these wild animals. Where? You are not doing anything, and I'm not seeing any wild animals around. What are you doing? Then he tells that I have two hawks. Hawk is a bird. I have two hawks, and then two bears, one donkey, one snake, and then two rabbits. I'm I'm trying to tame them. But where are they? He tells this, they have these two birds called two hawks. And these hawks have a bad habit of seeing only bad others, finding only fault with others. So I have to train them to see good in others. And I have these two bears, and these two bears, they have a habit of grabbing from others, from achieving, grabbing, pulling from others. I want to train these two bears to give to others, to share what they have with others. I have two rabbits. These rabbits have a habit of going to comfort zone. I want to train them to go and do something, no, to achieve something, to do something for the welfare of the people. And this donkey, which I have, this donkey wants to rest. It doesn't want to do anything. So I want to train this donkey to contribute for others' sake. And last, I have on this snake. And of all these animals, this snake is the most poisonous thing. And what it does, it always emits the poison of envy, criticism, blasphemy of others. I want to train this snake to always emit the good qualities of others. And then when this new person, the mountain trekker, he heard, can you please give perpet for this? And then the sage tells, these two hawks are compared to my two eyes. My eyes are always trained to see fault in others. I want to train these eyes to see good in others. And then these two bears are compared to my two hands. Always want to grab others, take away others' possession. But I want to train them to give to others. And these two rabbits are compared to my two legs, which always wants to rest. But I want to train them to run to serve Krishna, to serve God. And one donkey is compared to my body. Dog this always wants to go to comfort zone, but I want to train it to contribute for the welfare of the others. And the snake is compared to my tongue, always emits the poison of envy, criticism, blasphemy. I want to train it to speak about God, to speak about the good qualities of others people, what others are doing, to train them. So I'm busy in that. So when this fellow, when he heard it, he becomes his life completely got changed. When the whole life he was into mode of achieving and erecting his flags, he understood that now I want to achieve sense control. Might have conquered the outside mountains, but inside there are a lot of mountains which are unconquered till now. I have to conquer it. But materialistic person, he does not. He wants to conquer outside world, but not inside world. But devotees, while doing the duty in the outside world, their more focus is on conquering the inside world. And when inside world is conquered, then obviously when the time of death comes, there is no bewilderment, there is no confusion. They are waiting for the time to come. The right time comes, they happily pray to Krishna and go back home, back to God. They never get bewildered, isn't it? Syat sambramo antakalepi. What is it? Jushatam tat kata, smaratam tat kata amrutam. Remembering the pastimes of Krishna, they never get bewildered. So we find the life of our great acharyas, whether it is Bhaktivinoda Thakur or above Sri Narottam Das Thakur, down the line, Sri Bhakti Sansar Thakur or Sri Prabhupada. When the last time came, there is no bewilderment. Prabhupada at the last time also, lying on his deathbed, Prabhupada was giving purpose to 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. There is no bewilderment in Prabhupada's life, even at the time of death also. Even Prabhupada's disciples, what to speak of Prabhupada's disciples, we find in the life of His Holiness Bhaktitirtha Swami Maharaj, His Holiness Sridhar Maharaj. So how they left their life, left their body, it's a great lesson. Because they led their life in Krishna consciousness way. When they were about to leave also, they were in so much Krishna consciousness. So that's what devotee's life is. So to summarize, we discussed the glories of Narada Muni. That Narada means one who gives Narayan to others, and that's why he practically appears in every canto in Srimad Bhagavatam, doing the same service of giving Krishna to others, but in different ways. To different people, he gives in different ways. And in this fourth canto with Prachan Barhishat, he's telling the story of Puranjan to attract the attention of Prachan Barhishat to bring them to Krishna consciousness. And storytelling, as we discussed, is very amazing utility in preaching. And our acharyas, they also use this technique to catch the attention of the people to bring them to Krishna. And then we saw how everybody is engaged in maintaining the body, home, and family. Nobody worried about higher aspects of life. Yes. And then we discussed about the problem of material desires. The material desires automatically decrease if you don't fulfill them while simultaneously practicing Krishna consciousness. While simultaneously applying the ointment, if you don't scratch the itch automatically gets cured, isn't it? And then finally, the Prabhupada ends the purport with, all the next life is a fact, no information is given about it. So it's our responsibility to to practice Krishna consciousness very intensely. At the same time, share this information, knowledge of next life, of higher life, to the other people also. And we ended with the story of controlling our eye, training our eyes, tongue, to hands, to legs, our body to engage in Krishna service. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Any questions or any comments? Ananda Prabhu, anything you want to add? Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Samasta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.